Hey everyone, Danny Whitlow here at Gearbox Acres. So we're working on this John Deere 4010 again. Left off with the last video. I said we'd gotten the rear end back apart, went for a drive. Things didn't go right with some wiring in the starter on this, so we got it apart. We'll be working on the wiring. But right now we're working on the front pulley dampener. So I'll go ahead and give you a look here. So we've got the screen out, we got the radiator out because we wanted to pull the dampener off, and let me grab something here real quick. So here we have the front dampener pulley on it. When it was running, this was wobbling. Well, there is rubber that connects the inner and outer here. It gets worn. So we got this off. In order to get this off, you got to take off the hydraulic coupler. Well, this on this 4010 still had the really old style. It didn't have the rubber bushings, but it had the discs with these this piece here in the middle. I was advised by a mentor to absolutely get rid of this because over time it will break these bolts, and then they're like, you know, broken there and so on and so forth, or, you know, broken into here because like this clamps the disc to this intermediate piece, and then on these other holes would bolt it to here, bolt it to the hydraulic pump. But so we're gonna change this to the rubber coupling type while we got this off and out, and then to pull this off, so there's a bolt. I'm about to drop that. There we go. So there's a bolt and a washer in here. What you want to do, and I'll show you a clip here in just a second, is take this bolt and washer out, put the bolt back in, and then you're going to set up a puller on this here. I'll go ahead and show you this other clip. So here is how we're pulling this off. So on my puller here, the bolt is way too long. I couldn't get that in here. So what I did is, still using this piece, I got a bolt and we put a nut on the back. So we're holding the nut, and then rather than threading into this piece, we're just pulling on the puller. And right now this is coming off nicely. So this tractor had a sound coming from it that we weren't sure if it was just the dampener or if it was the hydraulic pump. We're thinking it could be the hydraulic pump. We've got this kind of apart that we just want to replace the pump while we're at it. And because I guess the pump is like 40 years old at least in this thing, so it's probably on borrowed time anyway. So let's take a look underneath, and we'll talk about what we got to do to drop this lower part out and replace the pump. I forgot to mention, so just to make things easier, when we got this off, we decided to take the radiator out. It's pretty tight in there with the radiator. So we've got our two bolts that we took out, and of course all of our hoses and everything, had to drain it. But that did make it way easier getting in here. And then of course the shaft to the pump isn't on right now. And all right, looking underneath, so let's see if we got the steering. Whoa, that's the wrong way. That's a little bit better. We dropped the 4 bolts out of this, and then now I believe we are ready to do our 4 bolts here, 2 on this side, 2 on the other side. And then what we'll do is, we got our stand hooked up again, and we'll lift this up and then put a bar or something in here and hopefully roll this out front and get this out. Okay, so that went pretty smooth. So we actually used the split stand as just like a safety precaution. and we jacked with that, so that it was way more forward. I couldn't have the stand more forward like I'd liked because this bolt was in the way. So yeah, we dropped those 4 bolts, and we had like the perfect cribbing there to kind of hold it. Once we had lowered it down and removed the bolts, then we just stuck some pry bars in here and rolled it forward, and la-di-da. Works like a charm. So now we gotta remove the pump. So the whole pump assembly is held on with 4 bolts. There's 2 here and 2 on that side, but we need to remove some lines and things first, so I'll talk about them here in a minute. Apologize in advance if the fan is hopefully not too loud in the background. It was negative 13 this morning outside when we started, and I think the high today was only like 15. So even though this shop is normally the chill's taken off, it's been around freezing still in here. But that we just got one fan. It only does so much, but I really don't want to turn it off just for videos. Anyways, let's move on. Okay, so we got the old pump out. You can see I already got a new pump. So I'm passing this on. I'm not paid to promote anyone here. You can just buy new pumps online. I have been told by a couple people you don't want to just go buy the ones from China or whatever. So what I did was I bought from Kintech Industries. And I believe they like completely rebuild them. They have whatever machining done if needed to the housings, but it's basically a brand new pump. But you order that, they send you one, and then they give you a return label, and you ship back your old one. So this was about $900 altogether. And then when you get it, you got to take your fittings off, of course, from your old pump and put them on the new one. If you're doing this, I advise getting new O-rings for all 3 of those things. And then we'll bolt this back onto that bracket there. It's just 4 bolts that bolt that on, and then we will go ahead and get this up there and mounted. Then I'll tighten all of the fittings down once it's up in the tractor, and I know I've got everything lined up and we've got the line started. So all right, going back together. All right, so we got our pump back in. We don't do this very often, so we don't have a fancy jack or anything to remove it like some people. So we just put up some cribbing, set it on top of a jack, jacked it up, and just kind of held it, me and a friend. And so then, there is a dowel, kind of a real short alignment pin here on each side. Make sure you're right where you're supposed to be. And then those 4 bolts go in. You can see we got the new dampener on. We started it with a long bolt because the bolt that actually goes in here is too short when it's going on. Of course, you got the keyway. We got to make sure that goes on correctly. And then that gets tightened down to 150 foot-pounds. We've got the pieces to convert here to the other hydraulic coupler, the rubber bushing type. So we don't have this shift tightened down here, but you can see we had rotated these, and then since I had these new, we put the rubber pieces on before we threaded them in here. They're Allen heads on the inside here to tighten them into both pieces. I was kind of shocked at how hard these rubber pieces are. So what I did was when I had them out, I just stuck the thread down in the hole here and then held the bushing with some channel locks and then just tapped them on. But they're really hard. You aren't just going to be able to just push them on. I've seen some people stick like a bar in here and kind of pry them in and what have you, but it wasn't too hard to, turn this, you know, take these out and just put them on outside here. So from here, we're going to rotate this around and then put these on here, and then I think we'll get the front end back on. Well, and just like that, we got this together. I'm curious what you all do. So we didn't have bolts with it, of course, because we just converted this. So we had a 3/8 bolt, and then we had to add some thread to it. And then, well, we did that because we used a longer bolt, and then we put a jam nut on the backside. I'm not sure if everyone does that, and I put Loctite on the jam nut. So just curious what everyone does there. Let's see here. I think I talked about getting the rubber bushings on. Hey, don't be like us and forget to put the belt on when you tighten all of that up. And we happened to get the front end on. That didn't go too bad. With two people, goes fairly nicely. We got one bolt in and kind of worked it around to get the other bolts in. And then same thing for the 4 bolts way up under there for the actual steering. Didn't go too bad. And I believe at this point we're ready to put the radiator back in, hook up our hose, and I don't know, can't remember if there's anything after that. We'll see. All right, so you can see behind me here, we got the tractor completely back together. Admittedly, it has been months since I had recorded those other clips because we got the new wiring harness on it. I will actually have a separate video talking about the wiring and redoing that on this tractor. But now that we got it all back together, it's rewired up, and I can just turn the key and start it. We'll go ahead and go for a quick drive on it. So if you didn't watch my other videos, we completely basically rebuilt the entire back end of this tractor. So I'll do some videos shifting, going through the gears. It's really tight, nice shifting now. So unfortunately, I think we have a hydraulic leak in the line that runs along inside the frame rail here up to the pump. So we're gonna get this tractor shipped back, and then my friend he'll fix it up there. But to fix that hard line, all you have to do is pull this weight off, support this side of the tractor, like on the engine or on the front end here, and then you can actually pull that frame rail off and get to that hydraulic line. So won't have that in the video. But yeah, with that, let's go ahead and take this for a drive, and stay tuned for my other video talking about the wiring of this tractor. Well, there you have it. Another job well done. Really satisfied the way this tractor turned out. Glad to see it go home though. So if you guys have any questions, you can email me anytime at danielfarmchannel@gmail.com. And just a reminder of my live stream every first Sunday of the month, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube. And yeah, hope to see you there. And curious to see what all you guys are working on. But for now, it's time to go home. Have a good night.